What's going on, guys? Welcome in. So, for those of you who are new, I normally stream on Twitch. I actually decided to start doing restream and stream on Twitch and YouTube. We're going to be covering our fantasy draft for the 2022-2023 seasons. I have 7 leagues that I'm in. This is a league with a bunch of people who also do stream. through a network that we call Nerdhalla that Burke the Nerd has created. And we're also going to be potentially streaming maybe one more, but I'm not too sure, to be completely honest, because I have a date night and all that stuff planned, so I'm probably not going to be live. If you're new here, often we're playing games such as like Sea of Thieves. I just got a PS5, so we're going to be doing Stray, things like that. So welcome into the channel if you're new here. If you've been here before, welcome back. Right now I'm just getting signed in for our draft. Now the way this is going to work, I'm not going to be like displaying any of my queue or anything like that, obviously. So we'll be talking about the draft as it goes on, but I'm not going to be displaying, you know, who is next in line for me on my queue. So this is kind of what it's going to look like for you guys. So really quick. I'm going to have that as a separate tab, so I can quickly minimize that. I'm going to have this one the way it is. So that way, when it comes time for my picks, you sneaky sons of guns can't see who I'm going for. And when it comes time to just hang out, then I'm just going to do this. What's up, guys? I just saw it. I just saw the message.
Hey, Mike.
What's going on, Callisto?
I can see people in the fantasy chat on the ESPN page.
What's that?
There's a chat on the ESPN page or the fantasy draft page. Or if you're in the app, I guess you can see it that way too.
Yeah, I see it. I'm excited. Who's excited
Hey,
for this
can you
year?
guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you guys-
Yep.
Okay. My audio is screwing up, so.
Sounds good.
All good. Sounds good to me.
You're excited about
looks
what?
like we're just waiting for a couple of people, and okay, so hang on, let me look here. I highly doubt Tim will be here, but I know that he was still interested, so he will go auto draft.
That'll work.
Landon said he's going to try to join. He's working on that.
Landon will be in here. He's got 20 minutes.
Okay.
He'll make it.
And Dr. Glorfindel has been talking to me for the last couple of days, and he wants his to go on auto draft. He couldn't make it.
That's fair.
So that's fine with me, because he has stayed in touch with me this whole time. I don't know what's going on with B. Grissom. He's kind of like Tim. He just sort of disappears sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
So he'll go on auto draft because I do know that he's still interested. He contacted me 2 days ago.
I gotcha.
So.
That makes sense. I mean, it's tough. This is a tough time of year. It's a tough weekend to plan for,
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Labor Day weekend, and yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
But this is like always the weekend I draft too, So.
Oh, gosh. And see, I bet that's the same for a lot of others. I know that Jason, he was in like 11 leagues last year. I don't know how he did that. So,
yeah,
I know that some people, they're in numerous leagues, and there can be a scheduling issue.
Yeah, well, honestly, people kind of just do it to themselves, and it gets to a point where you're just like, okay, well, this is where I'm gonna sit,
Yeah.
Where's Tyler at?
He dropped out.
Really?
Yeah, months ago. We still talk. He just said he didn't have time to do the league this year.
Oh, all right. Makes sense. He's got 2 kids.
Yeah.
So what have you guys been up to then?
Me, I've been talking Tolkien.
How do you, we watched the first 2 episodes, played a double date last night with some friends. Really liked it. We didn't,
good.
We didn't.
Good, I'm glad.
The review bombers are hitting it hard, but like we watched it and we're like, I don't really see the problem that everyone has with it yet. Like it's pretty good, and obviously, like, I guess my honest thought was the budget looked like it was less than the movies at certain parts, but overall, I thought it was still pretty good. I don't think it stepped on any toes of like continuity or issues,
Yeah. Well, they don't have. It's sort of complicated. They don't have rights to the source material for the Second Age, which is contained in the Silmarillion and the Unfinished Tales. But there are sort of like bullet points in the appendices of the Return of the King, which they do have rights to. So, considering that Tolkien didn't even give a lot of details for the Second Age, they're making a lot of stuff up.
Yeah.
Where the issue comes in is that they said they have to basically make up their own stories. So if they're getting too close to the source material from the Silmarillion, they have to go to the Tolkien estate and ask for permission on a case-by-case basis. So the problem is they set up a narrative, and so a lot of times they have to break the lore in order to follow that narrative that they've set up for the show. So it's just going to take some Tolkien fans. They're either going to like it or not like it.
And straight up, and like for me, like straight up, like that's a Tolkien issue, Like if they're not willing to like be like, hey, it says Lord of the Rings on it, it says Rings of Power, right? Like let's let them use the material so this can be the best show possible. And if they're not willing to like let that go and like actually become what it could be, then that's a them thing, So if they're trying to, if the producers and like directors are trying to tread that line of like okay, this is what we can do, this is what we can't do. Of course you're gonna put strain on them, you know? Like that's really hard. Like when you're being told what you can and can't do constantly, you know?
Yeah.
So
But there, you know, I mean, I do have some issues with it. I already knew that we were gonna have who joined? B is here. Awesome. Have you joined the draft yet?
who do we got?
B Grissom.
Oh, nice.
He's just joined our voice chat. It's what they're having to do with the legacy characters. Like my favorite character is the made up one, Arondir.
Mm-hmm.
He really carries a bearing of an elf. He seems more like an elf. The legacy characters like Galadriel and Gilgalad, they just don't seem anything like the book characters. So
I get that.
But what I'm hoping is where they're headed. This is what I think they're doing. Is they're trying to get those characters to, by the 5th season, to the characters we know in the Third Age.
Right. Yep.
So they're having to show them and then develop that character. And if that's what they're doing, I'm fine with that.
I am too. Like I actually really I'm impressed with the young Galadriel character because I feel like she does a really good job of having the moments where like she's.
Oh, I can't stand her.
Really? I feel like she's like kind of tough and gritty like to start off and like she's a warrior but like then like obviously she's gonna like simmer down to like where she was in like the stuff that we're familiar with, you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for is we'll see the real Galadriel, but right now she seems very one-dimensional to me. It feels like they're trying to make her unlikable. That's what it seems like to me. I'm hoping that's not what's going on. I really think that's what they're headed for is they want to show her aggressive and intense and then sort of, you know, over time have her sort of grow. That's what I'm hoping they're doing. But for now, I don't like her.
That's fair.
But I'm keeping an open mind. I really love Arondir. He's my favorite character so far, and then Durin is my second favorite.
Durin's really cool.
Those two actors really pulled it off.
Yeah, Durin's good.
Yeah.
I almost mistook him for somebody we've seen before, like in the Hobbit movies, you know?
Yeah.
I thought he was great.
Yeah. Yeah, and, you know, I wasn't really warming up to Elrond at first, but once I saw the dynamic between him and Durin...
That was cool, wasn't it?
I really like Elrond now. Those two really have a great chemistry.
Yeah, they're great on screen together, really.
Yeah.
That's what I thought, too.
So are you watching House of the Dragon?
I think me and Rebecca are going to give it a shot.
I love it.
Biggest thing, like for me and Rebecca, and it sounds really interesting, but like this is just honestly how we feel about it, right? So, my biggest pet peeve with like certain shows is when they have like content in it that is just it doesn't add to the story and it's just unnecessary, right? And my opinion on this changed when I watched Hippo TC talk about it when he was watching stream some Sea of Thieves. He talked about how him and his wife don't really watch certain shows because like in the off chance that there's just things that don't really contribute to the show that are in there, as weird as that sounds. But it's just kind of like, I really hope there isn't like a bunch of unnecessary like sex scenes that don't add to the show. And I'm like, we're all adults, like we appreciate the show. We did love Game of Thrones, but like me and Rebecca did talk about how like the first 2 seasons of Game of Thrones were like a bit extreme to like have like nudity at every other scene. And then like once they really started like diving into the story of Game of Thrones, it was like, okay, this show's amazing. But then like, well, I guess what I'm getting at is we both only have eyes for each other, right? So it's kind of like we respect each other
I
in
totally
that
understand where
sense.
you're coming from. When I see stuff like that, the gratuitous sex scenes, I don't get it. It's just a waste of time.
I just feel like what
It
what
doesn't
is
add
this?
anything.
What I just feel like
However,
what does this contribute to the show? You know?
right. However, the only sex scene that I have seen so far in the House of Dragon, there was a reason for it.
Okay.
And when I first saw it, I'm like, why are they showing this? But it really had to do with the character and how he had other things on his mind. It was sort of to showcase that. So once I saw that, and it was like 20 seconds
Yeah, for
of
sure.
it. So I was like, okay, if this is the reason why they did that, I get it. But I'm same as you and Rebecca. It's just like, what is the point? What
And we're not like prudes, you know. Like we've watched some shows that are kind of like
Same.
one, two.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've noticed that more and more people I talk to in like the last couple of decades, I hear that more. It's like, why do you need the sex scenes? And so
It just gets to
I'm
be
really glad
too
to hear
much,
that.
you know. Like it's just like
Yeah.
it's like again, you know, like I remember when Littlefinger was a big thing, and it was like every scene he was in for like the first 2 seasons was like, is this necessary? Like I even watched The Boys this last go around, this last season. As much as I loved that show, there were so many scenes in this last season of The Boys that I was just like, is this really?
Well, see, I haven't seen The Boys yet.
I was like, does this really got to be in here? Like, honestly, you know what I mean? Like it just got really, really weird at times. Like The Boys got very strange, and you were just kind of like, I feel like I didn't need to see that. Like,
and also it's just a waste of time. It's like those are minutes that you could be using for some great dialogue, or if you want to show that they slept together, just show them like getting in bed or something. I mean, there's a way to do it without showing the graphic sex scenes.
Right, and I'm like, if it's in there, it's in there, because like we're adults, we don't care that much, but it's just kind of like, we know how bad Game of Thrones could get at times, and it was kind of like, do we really want to watch this again? And we also have a lot of distrust after season 8. So,
hey, B, are you having issues? I see that you're joining and leaving and joining and leaving. Are you having some issues on the site? Because I know at first you'll get like this ad, but it will eventually
take away.
You to the draft. Yeah,
it goes away.
Oh, I've never used the app. I only do PC.
I'm in the draft room too, so I'm on PC.
Okay. But I know Jedi Mike said he was on the app and on the site, so I think it was working for him.
Yeah.
We're getting close, 6 minutes. So I'm not sure if you guys saw my chat that I'm gonna go ahead and I'm not gonna delete Rob's team.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna let it draft, because I think I have to reset the draft if I do that, and I don't want to go through all that.
We can I already have a solution. What we can do with that, Callisto, is if we know someone that wants to play, we'll let that team auto draft, and then what we'll do is we'll invite a league manager to take over his spot.
Okay.
We'll send an email to someone.
And the other option is, if we can't find anyone, I will delete his team, and those players will go back in free agency, so they'll be up for grabs. But I will give everyone a notice. If I do that, I'll give everyone plenty of notice to watch out for new players being available.
I think what we should do is just like, we can find someone that we know that wants to play in a league just for fun, because obviously, like, this is what this league's about, is just for fun.
Okay.
So we can just send an email to someone to join and take over their team.
Okay.
I think that'd be the most organized.
That's always been I tried that once, and what I ended up having to do was getting the email and password and giving that to the new team owner. Now, in this case, that's not a problem, because Rob set up an email just for the Deadlight League. It's not used for anything else.
Okay.
And he did that because one season my son sort of took over, and then one season I was kind of helping him make his picks.
Sure.
So so we can do that if that's what we have to do.
Yeah. The way I do it, I just did it this year, was basically you go to like the commissioner settings or league manager settings. And then you go to edit. I can show you off stream too, but you can just you can basically go to like edit team owners, and then you can invite new team owner, and then you select which team it is. So in that sense, you'd pick Rob's team, and then you would type in an email address in the blank space that they give you. Like, so if I had somebody, or if anybody in the whole league that is playing has someone, they could just be like, hey, we have an extra spot, do you want to play? And if they say yes, we just type their email in there, and then they'll get an email asking to join or take over the team, and then they just hit confirm and they're in, you know. They change their team name. Like, it's that simple. It's super easy.
Okay.
I would really recommend it.
Well, you will have to tell me all that again when I do that.
Yeah, I got you.
I will not remember that.
I got you. We can do that after this.
Okay.
We can definitely do that.
3 minutes, and I think we got everyone in except for Tim.
I don't know what happened to me this year, but this is my third league with the #1 pick. I don't know. It's crazy. Landon.
Can you tell us your secret?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe like take some creatine, whey protein. I drink a cup of coffee every morning. I don't know. That's about all I got. It's, you know, maybe like
like me and Jason were talking about, like he and Captain Pennsylvania are the last two, but they'll be the first two in the next round. So.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. It's. I mean, I think, as strange as it sounds, I think a really ideal spot to sometimes sit is like the 8th or 9th spot, because then you can adjust to like everybody else. What's up, Landon? You can adjust to kind of what everybody else is doing, and like maybe if you see they take a quarterback, you can like handcuff them and take their wide receiver, right? If they're, so you can stop that stack, like if that comes into play. Or like first pick's nice, but then you gotta wait, you know, 19 picks until your next one. But then it kind of like really goes in favor of first and last pick after that, where it's like, okay, like back-to-back picks.
Right.
But like to start the draft, first pick sometimes is kind of an omen where like everybody's gonna see what you do and they're gonna go, okay, well, I'm gonna make sure they can't get this. So yeah, it's sometimes it's kind of like a catch-22. I think everybody really overhypes the first pick of the draft situation, because I've went into many drafts over the last 5-6 years where you get that, I think you're like, you know, 5th, 6th, or 7th pick, and everyone's like, oh, it's a terrible spot. But like, I've won those leagues that year too, you know. It's all about team maintenance throughout the season, honestly, like, because your team is never gonna look like what it looked like on draft day. It's just not. At least if you're.
Mom has been sitting here listening to us talk, and she just said she wants to go on auto pick. So.
Okay.
She wants to go back in there, and she's watching something. So I'm just gonna set her at auto pick then.
Landon says that the first pick used to be very controversial. How so, Landon? I'm trying this new thing of streaming on YouTube and Twitch now. So. Oh yeah, here we go. Damn it, Landon. Gosh! Ah! He went right after my second running back. Landon says, well, before some of the running back heavy grabs at number 1, there was an argument to be made for Manning or Brady to go number 1. There's no way Eckler was staying that long. I know. I never expected Eckler to make it back to me in 19 picks, Landon. You're right. That's a good pick. It's a safe pick, too, because McCaffrey's, you know, his last 2 years have not been the best. I've seen a lot of people hyping him up to possibly, like, you know, have a breakout year again and be, like, fresh. And I'm just kind of like, I don't know, man. Like, he keeps coming back from injury, and then all of a sudden, yeah, I don't know. Looks like it's grab your running back really quick. Yeah, it could be Captain Pennsylvania. Could be.
Okay, so Mom is on auto pick, but it doesn't seem to be picking it. Is it going to wait the whole 2 minutes?
It shouldn't. Auto pick normal. I mean, well, yeah, it can. It absolutely can. What's her team?
Bermuda Breakwater.
Oh, she's not up yet.
Oh, no, she's not on the clock. Okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
there's 4 more. I think
Okay.
if you set it to auto pick, then it should just like nab the next player based off of ADP.
Okay.
Al needs to think too. It does show they're on auto pick. Yeah, she's on auto. We can see it. Cooper Kupp, huh? That's a good pick, Callisto.
Thank you.
This year's kind of weird. There's a lot of options, surprisingly, at multiple positions. Do I think if Kupp can repeat this year? Landon, jump in the voice chat if you can. We're in the Deadlight League. I don't know, man. Repeating a triple crown. It's nuts. I don't know if that's possible, but I think he can have a huge year again. Not saying he can't do that, but I think that his ability to still be extremely productive is going to be huge. You're going to the kickoff game to see him lose, Captain Pennsylvania? That's not nice. I'm going to the kickoff game for Packers and Vikings to watch Aaron Rodgers lose, though. So I respect your take on that. I respect that intention. Oh yeah, that's right. Go Bills. What a great first game, though, right? Between the Bills and the Rams. That's an awesome game. That's an awesome game to start the season.
So I looked and it said that for anyone that doesn't join the draft, it automatically goes to auto pick, but it's not.
So if they didn't like set it to auto pick like in their first round or two, I think that's when it decides to change on them. Like it's like, oh, they're not here. So that like the ESPN draft room will like detect it and be like, okay, yep, you guys have to do this.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah, I'm going to the Packers and Vikings game. It's gonna be fun. I'm ready to go.
In Minnesota?
Yeah, in Minnesota. I was ready to go. Since I bought my tickets, I'm meeting Rebecca's family for the first time in person. So we got an Airbnb and whatnot. It'll be fun.
Should be a lot of fun.
I met them all over the phone a bunch of times, but like I haven't gotten to like see them in person. So I get to meet her nephews and stuff. We're gonna take them to they already know we're gonna take them to the Lego store. So I've been saving up all my tip money from work. And literally we have like almost $700. Like just from the last 3 months or 2 months of work.
Nice, Jedi Mike.
Of course.
God. It's okay.
Tyler's not into this year, is he?
No, he's not in.
No, he
It's like
dropped
Josh
out
Allen should be safe.
ago.
Josh Allen. Quarterbacks in the first round still, it's just not my thing, man. I respect it, but I just don't do it anymore. There's too many good ones, you know?
Yeah, I
There's
think
always a
that's something
surprise.
that you had to get used to last draft. You didn't like it, but you were I know you didn't like it, but you were really cool about letting everyone do that.
Yeah, it's, you know, like if that's what people want to do, I get it. Like I get wanting to get a quarterback, but like this year I've had crazy drops at quarterback with all the new offensive weapons coming out into the season as rookies or as, you know, just like standard league differences. So like I've had a lot of quarterbacks drop. Like I had Aaron Rodgers drop to me in like the 3rd or 4th round. And I'm just kind of like, okay. Like, because everybody wanted Herbert, Allen, Lamar, Mahomes. And then like I was just kind of like, well, Brady, Russell Wilson, like I was going down the list in my head. I was like, those guys are going to drop then. And they're still good, so. It's kind of been a weird year.
Trey Lance fall to the 8th round for me in another league.
That's a
and I was
great
like,
pick.
He's still here.
That's
Might as well take him.
That's a great pick. Honestly, in the 8th round, that's a steal. I don't know how he didn't make it out of like the first 6 rounds.
He had like 6 people on auto pick, and it was filling the roster before grabbing backups.
I suppose
So
it's because it's his
they
first
were,
year as a
like,
starter.
Yeah, no. Well, and they were like filling like tight ends and defenses in like the 7th and 8th round, and I'm like, how is no one picking this dude?
Yeah, for real. All right, Argonauts getting back to bat. Cooks off the board. Who's his next one?
So, Mike, do you go into each draft with a different strategy, or like pick order, or targets?
I would say like the strategy doesn't really change. It's just maintaining like kind of a plan that you had, right? Like if you were like, my main focus is always like focus on your bye weeks so that you have a full roster, right? Like if players that you start seeing go off the board go off, don't stress it. Like there's going to be someone there for you. Figure out what you can grab when it comes to you, you know? Like you can't
I didn't know if you had like a different draft strategy, like okay, this time I'm gonna get 2 running backs first, then I'll start filling in receivers and quarterback. When
it depends on that is a good question because it mainly depends on like what the format of the league is, if it's PPR or like what it is, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's so true. I hadn't really thought of that.
Yeah, so if you're like,
yeah, that's a good point.
If it's like, okay, I want wide receivers because PPR, right? Or like depending, it's just all like, if is the scoring like 1 point every 10 yards, or is it 0.4 points every 25 yards? Like that's kind of where I change things up a bit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But
sometimes you can find yourself in standard scoring versus PPR and drafting the same and not having the same success.
Like some leagues are like tight end heavy because they think that's fun. So like you're like, well, I better get a Travis Kelce, It just, and there's not many leagues like that, to be honest. So it's just one of those things where it's you got to play it by ear. I mainly focus on bye weeks though. Like I try to like get rid of the big name syndrome that I used to have, where I'm like, oh, if I can get this guy, oh well, they're on the same bye weeks and I'm screwed week 12,
Yeah, I mean, I used to be in a league with people who would draft all this, like the entire offense for like one team.
Oh, I
was
know.
like, well, have fun on week 10. I hope I play you that week because you won't have any chance of beating me.
Captain Pennsylvania said, especially with lots of slot receivers and receiving backs. Yep. I'm about to get sniped by Landon here, I bet, right? He's about to just, by Callisto and Landon, you guys are just gonna snipe players I want right off the board. Bam bam!
We'll see.
Not really. Could be worse.
I have a thing with Miami. I can't. I struggle to draft their players.
I understand it. I've already been sniped twice with running backs. Changed my first pick.
That's funny. Travis Kelsey was the one that Mom did want. I wasn't even thinking of that.
My bad.
No, that's all right. She just loves Travis Kelsey. She's a KC fan.
How can you not? He's so good.
I know.
I just wish he would have got a chance to play with his brother, like the Eagles.
Jason Kelsey, that would have been pretty sweet. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
would have been a fun little combo there.
That would have been really cool to watch. Mike Evans, huh? You believe in Mike Evans over Chris Godwin?
I have other players in another league, and I'm not going to multi-stack on the same team in different leagues, or same player, different league. So I'm trying to avoid certain players.
Captain Pennsylvania said, "I'd love Travis Kelsey if he didn't send us out of the playoffs." You know, I've never had a year where I got Stephon Diggs, I don't think. Like, real talk. I don't think I've ever got him. Not once.
I mean, he's been good recently. He
Oh, yeah.
wasn't always so consistent with Minnesota. Like, that was one thing that I think turned me away from him when
I think a lot of things were on him, though. He even said that. Like, he apologized after he left Minnesota and basically said, like, I was a terrible teammate, you know?
Yeah, it kept me away from him, thankfully, in fantasy.
Yeah.
I just couldn't trust it.
He was always good for fantasy when he was in Minnesota, but, like, going to Buffalo was a huge thing. And, I mean, it worked out for us, too, because we got Justin Jefferson out of it, so.
Yeah, who was sitting on their freaking bench, right?
Yep.
Didn't he come in and, like, get injured in his rookie season, then, like, sit on the bench for a little bit, and then
Zimmer doesn't.
trade?
So the problem is Zimmer doesn't play rookies, right? So Mike Zimmer, he just never liked playing rookies, and I think Justin Jefferson didn't play for like the first 2 or 3 weeks of the season, and then that's when he finally got started because of an injury, and then like he went on to tear up the league the next, 14 weeks. I owe Diggs my life, Captain Pennsylvania says. PRB Clifto, alright. Yeah, it's a weird world that we lived in Minnesota with a coach like Mike Zimmer. I couldn't stand him. Could not stand Mike Zimmer.
I just don't see how you can have that type of, like, a mentality or rule.
He's just rude, man.
Well, and it's like there's such prominent rookie talent that's coming in. Like, what's the point of drafting in the first and second round of the NFL draft if you're not even going to give those guys a shot? I mean, those should be the players that can come in and fill spots immediately.
Well, Mike Zimmer was talked about by Eric Kendricks, and he said when he left, Eric Kendricks said, "I feel like our team can move in a position now to where we're not playing out of fear for our job." Because they all love Kevin O'Connell from the Rams, you know? As soon as we get a bowl, I'm rooting for you guys. You know what? I'll double down on that, Captain Pennsylvania. As soon as we get a Super Bowl, I'll root for you guys. Okay? I always root for... And I'll tell you what, Pennsylvania. If my Vikings don't make the playoffs this year, I'll go for the Bills.
So are you going to do that for my Lions, too?
No. Not in the same division. I actually, truthfully...
I see how it is. I see where you draw the line.
Truthfully speaking, I think I'd just like to see a team that doesn't have a Super Bowl win one. As dumb as that sounds, I really would like to see that. Like, I think there's a level of enjoyment that comes from that, you know?
I mean, I was thrilled when Stafford won one last year.
I was excited. I was so excited for him. I was so excited for Matt Stafford. Like we said the whole season, we're like, look at Matt Stafford, man. He looks so happy there. Like, he looks happy. I mean, there was games when he was in Detroit that he just did not look happy, you know?
Like, you could tell he was frustrated with the front office. He was frustrated with the talent they were putting around him, and more so letting leave around him. So, personal opinion, right? Huge Lions fan here, so it's like they just squandered his best years, and you just feel so bad for the dude. But then you're like, there's nothing that he could have done different. He performed to the best of his ability week in and week out, and you could see the frustration, but it didn't change.
I was never skeptical that Stafford could go to another team and like somehow still go win it, you know?
Oh, me either. I was concerned if they were going to be able to keep him healthy enough. That was really my biggest concern when he got traded. I was like, man, Lions have a bad offensive line, but they play games to keep him in the game sometimes, and they call games to keep him in the game sometimes. So it's one of those things, man, where you're like, I hope he just gets up after that big hit, or
he got hit a lot.
You're cringing with him. Yeah,
he got hit so much, dude.
When he played with like a separated shoulder, that's still like one of my favorite memories of him as a Lion, playing Cleveland. I think in his like second year, and he like separated his shoulder early in the game, and he like came back and just absolutely dominated the second half of the game. It was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, he's a warrior. Always has been. I've always respected Matt Stafford just for everything that he is, and we know what he is, you know? Like, he's always been that way.
He's a Super Bowl champion now.
I was so close to picking Brown. Trish said that. Jason, I was so close to picking Brown. AJ Brown. AJ Brown, okay. Makes sense. He's good. Who's Gridiron Man?
I don't know.
I believe that's B. Grissom.
Oh, I like it. My friend named his team that one time too, so I was like, did he somehow sneak in?
I think what he's trying to do is he's trying to join us in the Discord chat. So since he's on his phone, I think he's having to go back and forth between the draft
most likely.
and the Discord chat.
Most likely. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, to hop on my work computer because I tore my setup down this weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What are you doing in there?
I finally got my desk. I ordered the desk and it finally came in because I've just been streaming off of my dining room table.
That sounds good to me. Whatever you want to do. Hey,
it worked, right?
Yeah. Sorry, I was texting Rebecca. But yeah, it did work. It makes sense. Yeah, we're in a Discord chat, Grissom. We're in a voice chat in Discord.
All right, I'm taking a risk here.
It's a good pick. I'm gonna outdo you on that pick, though. I'm gonna hurt you. That's how I'm gonna hurt you.
No, I didn't want Cortland.
What? You didn't want Cortland Sutton?
I have another league.
You're a maniac.
Myself. No, I know. I'm like playing it very, very close to the chest right now.
You are a maniac,
I got 2 other
sir.
leagues. I got another draft in 2 days, and I gotta be very cautious as to who I pick here because the scoring's.
I don't care about that anymore. If I hurt myself along the run, I've given up on that. When you're in so many leagues, you can't prevent it.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm running 3 this year for the first time in like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes.
I finally got Herbert though. That's what I'm talking about. I've been wanting to get Herbert since last year.
He's done me well a couple times.
I've been concentrating so much on the wide receivers and running backs, I forgot to be keeping an eye out for the tight ends.
They're not going like crazy yet.
Yeah.
There's still
I'm just not doing a very good strategy here because I have tunnel vision right now for my wide receivers and running backs.
You got it, Clifton. You're good.
You play 4 of them.
I had my eye on Kyle Pitts. Oh, Gotham City Rogues stole Captain Pennsylvania's pick. There's a chance to see lots of him down here in Atlanta. Yeah, for sure, man. I think KJ Osborne's going to have a year with Minnesota. I think it's going to be a big year for him. Being in the top 3 wide receivers for Minnesota between Thielen, Justin Jefferson, and KJ Osborne, that's a really, really good, talented group of guys. You know?
I would agree.
David Montgomery, I think that's a good pick at running back. George Kittle, that's good. Brandon Cooks, still quarterback proof. I don't care what anybody says. Brandon Cooks is quarterback proof. Guy's good.
Yeah. Who took? Did somebody take Michael Thomas? Yeah.
No, Thomas is still there. Oh, somewhat. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Somebody went on a limb. They went Breece Hall. Rookie, going for the rookie. I like it.
Where did he come from?
I don't know where he played in college, to be honest, but I know he's a rookie this year. As bad as it sounds. Breece Hall. Dalton Schultz went. There we go. Josh Jacobs. Bills defense. We're going. Who drafted a defense?
Would it have been one of the auto picks, maybe? Oh no, that was Cap. Oh no, he didn't, huh? I don't know who that was.
So Breece Hall played in college.
I think Cap just dropped it in your chat. Looks like it's Iowa State.
Iowa State, yep. He was. Get out of here. He played college football at Iowa State, where he was a 2-time All-American and Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year. Hall was drafted by the Jets in the 2nd round. It's pretty good. So I gotta fill a running back spot then. Tyler Higbee is a good pick. Sorry I didn't see the chat. I'm still getting used to this new system I have going on over here, Catherine, Pennsylvania. I put it into OBS now. It's a newer system where I can stream to YouTube and Twitch at the same time. So, because Twitch's discoverability is just awful.
Bad. It's real bad.
It's pretty bad.
It's getting better, but it's still like ages behind YouTube.
Are they working on it at least?
No, not at all. Twitch is not working on it.
I mean, they've done a couple things with like preview and stuff, where they allow people to like watch like 2 minutes of your stream before they click on it, without any ads or anything like that.
I guess that's
But it's
pretty
still
cool.
not
I guess that's pretty cool, but like at the same time, I don't know. I just don't like the discoverability on Twitch. I think I've heard a lot of people talk about it to the point where it makes sense. Where like, I don't know, Twitch just like, how do I say this without being a jerk? I feel like Twitch allows too much, right? It used to be like a gaming platform, and now it's not. I think we all know what I'm getting at. There's a bunch of other quote-unquote content that's not content. And it's really like, go find your own place for that. I'm not going to be the guy that's like, oh, well, poor me. But I just think Twitch is not the place for it. Go to a different website.
Yeah, there's plenty of them out there for it.
Yeah, there is. It's like you can go be successful doing that, but like I just feel like it's unfair that Twitch allows so much of this other unnecessary quote-unquote content. And you're like, okay, well. And now like some of them are becoming featured channels where like I just went into Twitch just now to like change something and it said featured channels we think you'll like. And I'm like, not really.
Yeah, the only Twitch streamers I follow are Avenged Nerd and Boulder Doobies. I mean, it used to be Burke, but Burke's not really streaming anymore. So
yeah, I was wondering, where's Burke been?
He said
Well, it's hard when you're gallivanting across Europe.
Right.
Yeah, true.
Check.
Yo.
Do you guys do a second quarterback?
Oh, absolutely.
I just want to make sure that I think about injuries.
Or bye week, yeah. Why'd you have to pick him?
Typically, you have a backup for a quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a flex, I think.
They're just being mean by taking all my picks.
I mean, flex would be what you can use wide receiver, running back.
Tight end, right?
I can't remember.
Also.
Can we use tight end in the flex slot? I don't know why I can't remember that.
I have my next flex ready. I was just wondering about quarterback. I gotta look at that. I gotta look at quarterback next.
I don't want Jalen Hurts. Following my gut right now. I'll go with Russ at backup quarterback. Did I steal from you?
Your Houston running back, yeah. This pick.
Sorry, dude.
You're alright. It happens. Just now I gotta think of another strategy here. Has New England announced their starting running back yet?
They're saying they haven't announced it, but like it's pretty much gonna be with James White retiring. They're saying it's most likely gonna be Damian Harris. That's the thought, you know. Well, it's also like if you put anything Spider-Man on YouTube for like algorithm wise, your channel's gonna get seen, you know.
Didn't even see Cap's remarks.
New England are in fact pieces of crap. What do you got against New England, man?
They knocked Buffalo out of the playoffs multiple times, I'm sure.
Oh, really? Is that what it is? Oh, that could be. This cup Rebecca made for me. We went on a date, and we went to this place called Margie's where we live. And you can buy a cup and you paint it to whatever you want. So I made one for her, and she made one for me, and she made mine Sea of Thieves. It's amazing. Look at the
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. That looks like Sea of Thieves. That's so great.
She put the
I love it.
She put the Kraken on the handle. She like textured the palm tree leaves. She put a little heart on the ship, and then on the bottom is just blue, but on the inside, probably can't see it very well. She put a X marks the spot.
Oh wow!
Yeah, she did a lot of work on it.
Barely see it. That's cool.
It's technically a beer mug, but I use it for coffee all the time. And then hers, I made pink and purple. And I put Baby Yoda with the bedazzled little pod. And then we watched Schitt's Creek for the first part of when we were dating, the first couple months. We finished that show together. So I put David from Schitt's Creek. I gave Baby Yoda David's hair with his heart sunglasses. It's horrible. It's awful. Like Tom Brady dropped us at 15 straight years. I hate him. I love Tom Brady, Pennsylvania. I love him.
Yeah, I do too. But I'm a Michigan boy, so.
Yeah, my mom loves Tom Brady.
Is this a new girlfriend, Mike, or is this one you've been dating for a while?
I broke up with who I was dating after the Disney World trip, right? And she was awful. And then
Rebecca just seems so much sweeter to you.
She's amazing. We ended up both not like really looking for anything, and I was going through a lot. Jesus, Pennsylvania, you would fight Tom Brady's grandmother if you saw her? Wow. You really don't like Tom Brady. But yeah, so
no, Cap just likes fighting grandmothers. That's his thing.
Oh, yeah? Okay. But yeah, so I ended up not looking for anything. She wasn't looking for anything. We were both kind of dating around, not really having any luck with it. And then I asked her out. She said no. And then after I accepted that, like, she texted me back a little bit later and was like, hey, my friend talked to me, said I should give you a chance. So then we went on a date, and now it's been like almost a year. I'm streaming more and more again. She used to.
Oh yeah, there's a huge difference in you, Mike.
Oh, thanks.
Huge.
She used to stream on Twitch, but like, so she's like, she doesn't get like all up in arms if I stream for a little bit, you know, like, she doesn't care. Okay, so what do I do?
A year ago, you were just one big ball of tension all the time.
I was.
See it. Yeah.
I just felt like I was always like being pressured, you know?
Yeah.
14-6. Do I want to do that to myself though? Let's finish out one position. Okay. I could handcuff someone there.
Well, glad to hear it for you, Mike. That's for sure.
Devontae's, thank you. Appreciate it. Sorry, I'm just focused right now.
Oh, you're good, man. I swear it's like I set a pick to pick next round, and then you just instantly
I just sense it. I might. Sorry, guys, I'm taking a long time on this one.
I don't know. Take your full 2 minutes. I almost did 2 picks ago.
I might regret this, but I'm gonna do it anyways.
Then those Miami Dolphins, I'm telling you what.
I can't go with the Patriots running back, you know? There's no trust. Bill Belichick hates running backs, bro. He doesn't ever have like a square plan of a fantasy player to follow, which he doesn't care, you know?
And he shouldn't.
So. I mean, he holds his cards close, you know? I respect it. And I feel good about that Devontae Smith pick, actually.
Yeah, I was a little frustrated with you there because I was going to go wide receiver back to back.
See, I went back and forth on him a couple of times. I was so close.
I just don't trust the Eagles' offense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel you there, man. I completely feel you there. They've screwed me over enough times in the past for me to have skepticism.
Right, and then it's like, now it's kind of like, well, there's some promise. Maybe I'll buy into it a little bit. So now I got a couple stacks built, I guess, if I decide to have that. But I don't need to play all those guys at the same time also, but they're good players. So, like, Chase Edmonds, I think I'm pretty happy with my running back room between Jonathan Taylor, Pierce, and Chase Edmonds. I think that's a good...
Yeah, you're going to have a wicked running back room.
I think that's good depth. Tyreek's Tyreek, you know.
Dak Prescott did really well for me last season.
He did, yep. I just don't like him.
Yeah, same. Same. I sort of got stuck with him, but then I was glad I had it because he just, he did well.
Belichick hates life. Captain Pennsylvania. One second, chat. I gotta answer a question from another league member. My cousin is asking me when we're doing our, well, when we find out our draft order.
You got some more drafts this evening, Mike?
I had two. I had two more.
I think Jedi Mike's got another one, and I think B. Grissom has another one today. So, Mike, thank you for suggesting doing the draft on the site because this is, it's it's like no stress now. I was
Yeah, it's
always stressed out before, and this is it really is easy to use. It's all
it's cake.
self-explanatory.
Yeah, I honestly wouldn't be without doing it this way.
So yeah, so thank you for that.
No, you're welcome.
I am not going back.
Oh.
How did we do it last year? Were you manually entering stuff for us?
Yeah, well, see, 8 years ago when we started this league, there was.
It's like a spreadsheet last year, I think.
Yeah, well.
Oh yeah,
we were all friends. We had 12 people in the league, and 10 of them were all living in the same town. So we were doing it in person. Then it just like it was turning into a party, and it was taking us hours to get through it. So I started doing it online, and I just continued doing it that way, just because I was afraid to try it on the site. So. And then I watched one of Avenge Nerd's draft streams, and I was like, oh my gosh, that looks so easy. So.
It's cake. It takes all the effort off, you know? You don't have to do much at all.
Yep. And then there was always, people saying, has this person been picked? Has that person been picked? That adds a lot of time.
Yeah, because like
frustration.
Because if you look at my screen, you can go into here and you can be like, show drafted. And it's like, it says drafted even right next to their name, you know? So, like, you can be like, oh, okay, shoot. And then when you take that off, it's like, okay, here's what's left. Here's the top guys, you know? Super nice.
Completely agree. Remember when the only way you could do scoring was through spreadsheets also.
Yeah, nightmare, right?
Oh, I bet.
Before services existed. Yeah. I didn't mind it. You only had like four players on your team way back then.
Really? Huh.
Or at least the version we did, because the scoring was such a nightmare on the spreadsheet. You'd pick
right.
Yeah.
2 or 3 offensive players, and then you'd get like either a team defense or an individual defensive player.
We had our rookie draft, right? And I drafted Jameson Williams because it's Dynasty. And I drafted Dameon Pierce, Jameson Williams, and then I drafted who else did I draft? There's one more guy. It's the Giants wide receiver. I can't remember his name. But they're like all supposed to be really, really good. But the guy that's like the stud of all those three is basically Dameon Pierce and it was Dameon Pierce, and then it would have been Jameson Williams. So with Jameson Williams, it's like he's on the PUP list for the first 4 weeks, but basically the guy offered me Garrett Wilson for him, who's also a rookie. And I was like, are you serious? You're going to offer me Garrett Wilson for Jameson Williams, who's supposed to be like the next generational talent at wide receiver? Absolutely not. It was a 1-for-1 trade. I was like, no. We're not doing that.
That's not how this works.
No, that's not how we do things here. So sorry.
I did see that. What was it? Was it a tweet or something that you shared? I saw that with the trade that you're like, oh man, I might be interested in that type of a trade where it was like 3 for 1 or something like that.
Yeah, so
like,
some guy was like, some guy was like saying it was unfair. He said, I can't believe that someone offered me this trade, and like his whole comment section was just like all just roasting him, be like, bro, you're getting like 3 first-round picks. What are you talking about? Like, take that trade. And he's like, no, that's a crappy trade. In my opinion, that's a crappy trade. It's like, are you serious? Really? Like, okay. I guess you and I have a different outlook on what a trade is supposed to look like. Bobby Trees, huh, for Tennessee. Trey Lance dropped down to the 10th round in this draft too. That's crazy.
I'm telling you, man. Don't sleep on him.
What are you gonna do, Landon? What are you gonna do? I want to see what Landon's gonna do here.
Oh yeah, you get to pick twice.
We're at 10 right now.
Who do I play week 1? I don't even know who I play week 1.
Oh, let me look.
Oh, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, huh? I'm gonna fill up my flex spot really quick. If he's available. Well, maybe not.
When did St. Brown go? He went in the 5th round.
Yeah, he went pretty early, yeah. Yep.
He was another player that dropped in my other league, and I was like, how is he still sitting here? 11 or 12.
Now it's all about the bench for me.
You know, I have really good ears. Someone's listening to Moon Safari by Air.
I'm listening to non-copyright music.
Do you hear that? Oh no. Yeah, that's a French band called Air.
I have a no copyright lo-fi hip hop mix and chill hop.
Doesn't tell you who's playing or what the artist is, do they?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, the song is called like C'est la something.
It's nice. I like it.
And yeah, it's a French band called Air. And the album is Moon Safari.
I like it. Dude, McPherson was a good kicker last year.
The one thing about kickers is they can be so consistent one year and then just completely fall apart the next year.
It's true.
Just never
Super
see it
true.
coming.
Yeah, I can really do a whirlwind of a turnaround. That is true.
Because everyone used to fight over the same like 5 or 6 guys. You'd try to draft early.
Yeah.
And you could have, one of the top kickers from the last year end up, losing his position, being a free agent.
Well, I think my personal thought is I think everybody obsesses over with the concept of getting Justin Tucker. And it's like, you don't need to. Like, honestly speaking, you don't need to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, I'm always one who, even in the days where people were going after the top 5 guys, I would be waiting until the last 2 rounds to grab my kicker.
I'm kind of like, why is everyone up in arms over like dealing with that right away? You know, like it's okay, breathe.
Deep breaths. You can pick one up on free agency. There's at least 32 of them there.
Yep. All right, my man's still alive. He's still alive in the draft. My next ideal pick is still alive.
See how much longer with all the auto picks happening.
Yeah, true. True.
Mike, are you still in North Dakota?
Yeah, still here.
Whereabouts?
I'm like an hour away from Canada.
Oh, so you're on the northern side.
Here, I'll message it to you.
Yeah, I was just curious. I drove through it twice this summer.
What?
Michigan. Yeah.
What? You didn't text me?
No, I did not. I apologize.
Unbelievable. We could have went to a brewery, Landon.
Yeah.
God.
I literally woke up in I stayed oh my gosh, where did I stay? It's not Fargo. It was
Bismarck?
Yes, stayed in Bismarck.
Dude, you were 2 hours away.
That morning.
Oh no. You were 2 hours away from me.
Yeah, but on a 38 hour drive, 2 hours.
I would have drove there. I drive to Bismarck for fun.
I should have said something.
Oh, damn. It's okay. This year is tough anyways with finances. I had some unexpected stuff come up at the end, but like I am gonna go to the Fantasy Football Expo next year for sure, so. Okay. What do I want? I don't trust the Seahawks offense, so I'm not going to do a homer pick intentionally, but I'm going to go with Irv Smith Jr. at backup tight end.
It's a good pick.
And then for like my flex spot, I feel a lot more safe now with doing this. Notice I'm scrolling way through the list. Someone in Green Bay has to get the ball. Somebody does. Where's the search bar? There it is.
Top right. Over the...
I got a feeling, man. I got a feeling. Sammy Watkins.
Okay. I mean, he's adjusted pretty well. Can't deny you that. He's gone into odder situations and found success. So
I know everyone was just upset with him last year because they were like how does this guy never like do anything like fantasy wise? But I mean, this year he's got Aaron Rodgers, you know.
Well, and you know Rodgers and how he kind of like has his. I mean, that's why Valdez-Scantling was so popular for a couple of years there. He has a favorite receiver, and if they play slot, they're going to get the ball like 60 to 70% of the time.
Right. That's exactly where my mind goes with it.
I mean, we've seen Rodgers pick apart our defenses too many times to not make that choice or make that.
Oh, for sure. That's exactly where my mindset went. I was like, I know he doesn't have like a dramatic like amount of guys right now, but like in the draft, you got to take shots that you think might work. You know, like I have a lot of guys who I know are gonna do what they're expected to do, but I want to like also go into it like taking a gamble on somebody. I feel like Sammy Watkins is a safe gamble.
Yeah, I would agree. He's definitely. I wouldn't even call it a gamble. He's a safe bet. When it comes to at least getting receptions and yards. It might not be game changing.
The receiving core consists of Allen Lazard, Christian Watson, who's kind of hurt right now from NDSU, who I think is going to do good there, and then you get Sammy Watkins. So the ball is going to go to someone, and I think Sammy Watkins is going to be the more established one out of the group. Someone went Julio Jones, huh?
Somebody also went DeAndre Hopkins, so
yeah,
I don't know what that means.
They believe in those older guys, you know.
I mean, they can still do it.
Yep.
2 more rounds. This is so much quicker than the last one, and I know Jason was saying that he needed to leave around 3, so he might be able to. He might be able to finish.
Oh, he'll be able to finish, yeah. It's 2:57 right now.
Yep.
I'm going to randomize another draft order live on stream, so there's no misconception of like what the draft order is going to be by anyone in that league, so I can be like, well, this is it, this is the order. Because
I set it for the ESPN site to just randomize it an hour before, and if anyone has to question it, they can just look in the home page.
Yeah.
I have it set to where you guys can see every transaction that is done, so you can see that I set it to random, auto random. So.
Right. I agree.
Yeah, I had another draft order selected by small children this year.
By what?
Small children. Great. So like one of the longtime leagues I've been in.
Yeah.
The guy's daughter who runs it, she's now a school teacher, and every year she has to do like a physical aptitude test with her students, and they have to do a race or a 50-yard sprint. So she selects random people for us to be represented by, and then she has them race, and the person who comes in first is the person who gets the first pick. So
ESPN Plus sucks. I agree, Kevin. Oh. Okay.
I don't anticipate keeping him very long. I just want to see how he does the first couple weeks. Defense.
By the way, I really love what you changed your team name to, Landon. It's so fitting. And it still fits with our nautical theme, you know?
I was so happy. I was like, I have the perfect. It helps that Adam Van Jector also gave me the idea.
Oh, did he?
It was like 3 or 4 weeks ago. He jumped into a stream of mine. It was just like, whatever you say, coastal doobies. Now it's like, oh my gosh, 5 Ds.
That's a good name, actually. Yeah. All right. You know what? I want to fill this bench up properly, at least for the start of the season. I think I'm going to go with Harrison Butker at kicker.
You're taking 2 top 10 kickers. I see how it is.
I am. I got all my other spots filled.
I don't blame you. I have to pick the obligatory lion. Gotta have one on your team.
Well,
I don't care.
I basically cut one of them once the season's going, you know? Like, they get cut once the bye week happens. So. Once I'm in the clear for the rest of the year, then I'm like, alright, I'm cool with that.
Oh, we're gonna be just over an hour on this draft.
Dude, they've all been quick this year for me.
That's good.
All of them have been quick.
My first one was like just under 2. Only with a 10-man league too. I was kind of surprised. But the pick timer was like 3 minutes. The first couple rounds. So guys moved that a little bit. All right, Mike. Did you find out who you're playing the first week?
I haven't looked yet.
I play Callisto first week.
Well,
You're playing.
well, we're still not
Grissom.
sure what we're going to do with Denver Pirates.
Landon,
We have an uneven number of teams. I don't know if that really makes much of a difference.
so Landon, do you know anybody that's looking for a spot in the league? Because if you do know, then what we can do is we can basically transfer the team to somebody else through commissioner tools. I'm going to show Callisto how to do that after I do my draft randomizer.
I don't know anyone off the top of my head.
But it's not going to be a rush. It's like just before week 1. Like if we could find someone, then I can like show her how to do it though at least.
Yeah, I can take a look.
Okay.
And reach out to some people. But yeah, right now, Mike, you're up against Grissom
Grissom, huh?
first.
Mm-hmm,
Yep.
mm-hmm.
Oh, I think I play your mom first, Callisto.
My mom doesn't play this
She's
game.
Breakwater.
That's rude. Unbelievable.
So you guys are okay with the uneven number of teams? You guys
Oh,
don't have a problem with
Captain Pennsylvania said he has someone. He has somebody. Pennsylvania,
Okay.
go ahead in the Deadlight League Discord. Go ahead and put in there, message Callisto his email address. Get his email address, message it to Callisto, and then Callisto and I can work on that, getting the team to him
that? Okay.
or her.
So I'm assuming you guys are okay with having an uneven number of teams then?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay. All right.
I have no issues with that.
Okay.
That's fine. Well, that would make it even,
As long
right?
as we get everybody in.
If we transfer,
No, it is. If someone takes over the team, it's still going to be uneven. I'd have to drop the Denver Pirates for us to be even number.
we can transfer 2 teams. I can look for a second person too. We can just let that team sit, and then we can find a second person, and they can just manage that team. They can take it over. I'm sure I can reach out to someone.
So they would have 2 teams then?
Nope. So Captain Pennsylvania has someone to take over the one that you're talking about. And is there a second team that needs to be taken over?
No. I'm just saying that the way the roster is right now, we have 11 teams. So we have an uneven number. But if you guys
that's
are
fine.
cool with that, so am I.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we'll talk about it. I'm slightly confused, but I think I'm just misunderstanding something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm just misunderstanding something.
So I don't think we put a 12th team in. So adding a 12th team would be really tough because we're drafting now and we'd either have to redraft or they would have to just pick.
Yeah, for sure. So do we have, I guess I'm trying to.
We have an 11th team that's drafted today. The Denver Pirates is the
Rob, Denver Pirates, right. He's the 11th team.
Okay.
And I'm okay with an uneven number. I just know that
it just means a bye week. It just means a bye week.
They didn't like it, so I was just making sure you guys were okay with that.
Yeah, it just means a bye week. Jason Johnson said, "Great draft made possible by Trish the commish." Yep, she's the hostess with the mostest. So I always say that about her.
Exactly. Completely agree.
She's the bomb.
Thank you guys so much for joining my league. You guys just make football season so much better.
Who do I
just
pick
having
up
people
last?
I can do this with.
Who do I pick up last? What about you, sir?
Thanks for including us.
Yeah, thanks for inviting us. It's always fun. Penn State product, small but athletic, versatile and a reliable receiver with decent wheels. He soaked up hefty 31% target share in 2021, dropping only 2 balls. McLaurin is Washington's top wide receiver, and Curtis Samuel's back from injury. So Dotson, nah, I don't like that.
I'll be their slot more than likely, but they don't run a lot of 3 wide receiver sets in Washington.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna do something crazy and just get this guy. I think he's a rookie, but he's a late flyer apparently. I think this is a good pick here. Mecole Hardman.
Ooh.
Mecole Hardman, I think, is going to be all right. All right, we're done.
Tweet.
I'll tweet it.
Thank you guys, everyone. Can't wait to for the matchups with you guys. Who do we?
I play Grissom first.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yep.
I'm playing Tim.
Breakwater. Bermuda Breakwater.
All right.
You know, that's another thing I need to
See you later, brother.
check with Tim and see if he's going to manage his team this year. If not, I don't know.
We do start this beautiful thing on the 8th, I agree. All right. Stick around real quick. This is going to be either a draft random generator. John Herod, are you in the chat? My favorite fantasy football cousin, are you in the chat? I hope he's in the chat. Maybe if I give him a round of applause, so he'll show up. Are you there, John? Gosh, no answer.
Alright, have a good evening.
Yeah, you too, man. Thanks for showing up.
Next time we go live.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
Looking good, by the way. I like the new setup.
Yeah, thanks, man. I'll show it to you real quick. Let me go down. I've done a bunch of stuff to it. So.
Yeah, I caught the end of one of your streams when you were doing all the setup.
Yeah, so I had to redo everything because my computer got wiped when I put a Samsung 970 Evo in. And
no.
Yeah, so I put the SSD in. We couldn't clone it. I lost everything, so it was fine. It was actually kind of a nice fresh start. So this is the starting screen here. So I got everything back there. Obviously, the live scene gaming. I lost my entire stream layout. So then basically you just go into here and then it's just chatting. And this is where it goes to now. I don't know. I just really like this.
Your transition.
That's iron some. I got sound effect.
Sports Center transition that used to pull all the time.
What's that?
Kind of looks like that old school Sports Center transition.
Yeah, it's kind of sweet, right? That's what I thought too.
I really like it.
And then I switched this to like the podcast screen, so now like you can see right here whenever we do get to record Sports Zone. I'm considering changing the name to the Fantasy Empire, but I'm not sure yet. Not sure yet.
That's a good one.
I just gotta probably do logo. And then I found this sweet thing for Twitch. Like if you haven't done it yet, if you do like a shout out, so you can do like shout out, and I'll do like your name. And then
Game. Oh no, I have game. Good game.
Where'd it go?
I love it. It's there. I see it. Absolutely love it. All right, we're moving.
And then the other thing in the Be Right Back screen.
We're grooving, and we are probably.
It's right here. It's a constant BRB Earl, so you can like have all your clips be featured.
One game left, everyone. The last game. Oh yeah, I've been seeing that more lately.
So I'll show this one to you. It's pretty sweet. You just go into here, and then the other podcast is called Nerds. So you can like change. You can just have it run clips. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, so it's you and John that do the fantasy football podcast.
Yeah, we just haven't done it in a while, man. Like his availability has been so hard. It's like trying to find time, you know.
Yeah. Well, he's also a San Diego boy, isn't he?
Yeah, so the time change and all that stuff, you know.
Yeah, I feel you there though. I mean, it's only 1 o'clock here today.
I'm gonna do draft order.
Time now.
Draft order generator. Okay, John, are you in here in the chat to see the draft order generator?
All right, man. Have a good one. I'm gonna hop
out
right here.
See you later, brother. Have a good day.
Yeah. You too.
Is it this league here? I think it is this league here. We draft in 2 hours. Still on the road to LA, man. Drive safe, okay? Drive safe. Be good. Don't get hurt. Nothing like that. Stay focused. Don't text and drive. John, okay, this is us. Okay. So what I'm going to do, John, if you're here. Okay. Are you watching, John? Okay, sweet. Got you. So I'm going to put in here. So we're going to run this 3 times. Losers, league. Okay. So team 1. I'm going to get this thing over here so I can see. Not sure if all these people are active too, so I'm going to reach out to them before the season starts, and then I'll do team management too. So Steph's babies are going to be here. Shadow Moses. Foxhounds. Some family stuff went on, so I don't know if all these guys are going to be around. I know I took care of the ones I know. So spring with slashers. Yep. I like turtles. This is James. That's my roommate Hayes. Can't touch this. But they regret that name now. Here's you, John. John from LA. And then my team. Grogu's Gronkowski's. If you watch The Mandalorian. Okay. So this is the first time, right? Alright. Okay. This is draft 1. We're gonna refresh it now so we don't have to do it over and over again. Two. And drum roll. This is the third and final one. That's the draft order right there. So I'm gonna take a picture of this. All right. So now we know. All right. For those that stick around for a little bit, I'm going to be getting offline. No Sea of Thieves today or anything like that. Until maybe tonight. We might stream the 5th adventure for Chapter 8 Tall Tale. Or the 8th Tall Tale in Sea of Thieves for Revenge of the Morningstar. We're going to try and show you guys how to do it quicker. We ran a galleon last night, ran into some fights with some other ships, so we didn't get to finish it. We got the checkpoint, so we're going to be at the checkpoint to go do the fight. We're going to get, what you need is 12 kegs. We're going to show you how to defeat Grey Marrow pretty quick. And then we're going to be probably live doing that. I do have some drafts tonight, one at like 5:30 in like 2 hours, and I have another one at 7:30, so hopefully they're all quick. But on that note, if you guys are still around, check out Raise Energy. I do use their workout products for like whey proteins, creatine. Their energy drinks are good. They're zero sugar with no artificial food colorings or dyes, and the flavors are really good. They send me a shirt every month in the mail if you get like the box. If you click that link, you'll get a discount code on your checkout. It's 15%. Check out Player One Coffee. If you like coffee like I do, Player One Coffee will give you 5 to 10% off when you select that link. They do have little subscription boxes. If you do like their coffee that much, you can get bags of coffee. You can get a little box of coffee every month. And the nice thing about those boxes of coffee is that you actually get boxes of coffee that don't get sold on the website. Like, it's a limited time thing that you get to have for yourself, and like not everyone can just buy. So that's kind of a nice thing about it. We're looking at bringing up some podcasts back into the forefront of what I would like to do. So check out the Nerd Rebellion podcast. We've only done like 1 or 2 episodes of that, but we're gonna start trying to build panels and like build a consistency of people that want to be a part of that and talk about some of the pop culture shows like Game of Thrones or like Marvel stuff, DC stuff, all that. Obviously not much DC stuff right now because of their own personal issues they got going on. And then check out Nerd Sports Zone with John and Mike. This is our yearly podcast that we cover for fantasy football, where we cover ads, trades, drops, and waiver wires. We're trying to figure out a schedule to get back on a week-to-week basis. John and I just touched base 2 days ago about it, and we're going to be trying to get back on track for that. So with that being said, we're going to do a small raid on somebody with everybody, and then we'll be out of here. So hang tight. We're gonna raid Strange Gaming. She's playing Spider-Man, so. It's a great game. She's at about 18 viewers, and she's just really cool person. So we'll see you guys later.